AzizulHasni, juara dunia 2017, raih pingat perak acara kirin pada kejohanan Piala Negara-Negara di Jakarta Februari lalu. Akan kembali beraksi pada pusingan ketiga di Milton, Kanada pada 20 April. Skuad negara dibarisi Syafridah Sarum, Fadil Zonis dan Ridwan Sarum yang menggantikan AzizulHasni Awang menduduki tempat ketujuh selepas menamatkan aksi kelayakan pecut berpasukan dengan catatan masa 44.683 saat. Manakala Fadil akan menggantikan AzizulHasni bagi mengarungi aksi kirin berlangsung pada Khamis.
About the expectations of the team here in Cairo. Shah's in good shape. We're expecting to get a last 12 spot in the Keirin and a top 16 spot in the sprint. So that's our goal for Shah. For Azizul, he's got a strained adductor, so he won't be taking part in this competition. So for me, it's about making sure that we get him right. He got some good points for the nation in Jakarta. So for me, it's about let's address the issue now. Let's get it right. We've got another big Class 1 competition in Belgium in early April or mid-April. And then I'll bring him back to Malaysia, and then we have national championships, Hong Kong, which is another important Class 1. And they're the points we need to get us to the World Championships. So we focus on that, make sure we get his recovery, sort of started straight away rather than risking making the strain worse than what it is. So he won't be racing here. We'll have Fadil Zonis take his spot in the sprinting Keirin. No expectations on Fadil at all because he hasn't done those events for quite a long time.
Ini keputusan pelumba-pelumba negara di Tracks Nation Cup di mana pecut berpasukan wanita beraksi di peringkat kelayakan sementara pasukan lelaki menamatkan saingan di tangga ke-8. Okey, kita punya gold medal prospect lah dalam sukan basikal track kan.
Betul.
So walaupun Dato' AzizulHasni menarik diri quite last minute, tapi Fadil Zonis mampulah untuk menggantikannya dan mereka beraksi cemerlang.
Tapi saya rasa Adeline, benda tu pun perkara yang perlu dilakukan lah sebab untuk long term, untuk menjaga diri dia, mungkin kecederaan tu mungkin boleh orang kata menyukarkan lagi keadaan ataupun jalan dia nak ke Olimpik Paris.
Untuk dia nak kutip mata kan,
24.
kalau dia tak tarik diri mungkin kecederaan tu akan lagi serius kan.
Tapi yang saya suka sebenarnya semangat The Pocket Rocket Man ni sebab dia walaupun dilanda apa-apalah tapi tetap positif. Kalau kita tengok pun dekat story kita punya reporter semua, memang sangat-sangat orang kata memberi, dia sangat positif.
Even after the pembedahan jantung kan, dia
betul.
tetap semangat tu. I think that strong mentality yang dia ada tu memainkan peranan dan buat dia champion. Sebenarnya kita nak dapatkan in detail lagi tentang mungkin peluang pelumba-pelumba kita, tentang kecederaan Azizul ya. Tapi kita masih belum dapat lagi lampu hijau untuk berlintas langsung.
Okey, tak apa. Kita bagi masa sikit, ada isu teknikal sikit sini untuk sebenarnya nak bertanya. Banyak soalan nak tanya sebenarnya.
Banyak saya nak tanya. Itulah, tak sabar nak tanya sebenarnya. Tapi apa pun diharapkan dalam kejohanan-kejohanan yang akan datang, pelumba-pelumba basikal track negara akan cemerlang dan easy lah untuk dapat mata Olimpik tu. Sebab memang semua pelumba seluruh dunia pun tengah nak kutip mata kan?
Betul. Ed sebenarnya tadi ada buat sedikit research mengenai Azizul sendiri. Ada kecederaan yang sebenarnya serius ke tak serius, Ed? Kecederaan
Itulah saya sebenarnya nak tanya pakar tu. Bukan pakar lah sebab dia pun bekas pelumba juga kan. Tapi apa yang saya baca, kecederaan tu ada kena dengan tendon. Jadi pada bahagian otot. Tapi mungkinlah kalau tak rehat kan, jadi dia akan lagi serius. So kita dah boleh ke bersama dengan tanpa
melengahkan masa lagi,
kita terus ya. Okey, kita bersama dengan bekas pelumba basikal track negara dan juga pernah menjadi teammate Dato' AzizulHasni Awang, Josiah. Hi Josiah, can you hear me? Test. Can you hear me, Josiah?
Hello.
Hi. Because I just test with you just now and it was all good. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a few questions, Josiah. If you can hear me clearly,
Okay, sure. But I mean, the connection is not that clear.
Okay, so Josiah, it's reported that Azizul has a adductor injury, and that's the reason he pulled out of the tournament. For those out there who's unaware of what that is, could you please explain how severe is this injury and what effects it might have?
Well, I mean, adductor is fairly common for sprint cyclists, especially old guys like him. I always like to catch on him because he used to catch on me all the time. I'm the orang tua jo tua gila. So now it's my turn. So especially older athletes like he is, because he's in his mid-30s, we're susceptible to these tears
I
because
see.
our minds are so much stronger than it used to be, so we can push a lot deeper than a 25-year-old. But our recovery is not what it used to be.
Okay.
So it's very easy to get to be subjected to injuries like this: adductor, ITB, knee, patella, whatever, usually, or back, lower back is another
Okay.
one. So adductor looks like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but from what I know from like being in sport for 30 years, should be a minor setback.
Okay. Hopefully the recovery won't be too long because we don't want to see him affected, especially in collecting Olympic points. Okay, Josiah, at the Tracks Nations Cup in Cairo, Malaysia's men's sprint team consists of Shah Firdaus, Ridwan Sarum and Fadil Zonis finished 8th. And they achieved it without Azizul. Do you think we have a very promising team?
Yeah. I mean, maybe 2 years ago, I don't think we could have counted on Shah, but Shah's really matured this year or this last 2 years, and he's a contender.
Yeah.
He made the final in Jakarta. These days finals are very hard to make. It's a lot harder. The depth is a lot more than it used to be back in my days. So I would say making the finals now is like making the semifinals of the World Championships 10 years ago, back in my day. And that was hard. I only made semifinals like 2 times in my whole career. So, in World Championships. In Olympics, I made semis and finals twice, right?
Yeah.
One at Beijing. But so Shah, we can count on him. So as far as his prospects for medals, I would say about 10%, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
For Azizul, you're almost at like 40-50% chance he's going to medal when he's on form.
Yeah.
He's a bookie favorite. Whereas Shah now, I would say 2-3 years ago, he would have been like 2% chance. Well, now I think he's a 10%.
Well, at least it's increasing. Yeah.
He's really headed in the right direction. And I feel by Paris next year, he will be, I wouldn't say the favorite, but the outside contender. So he would probably be about what I used to be. Maybe not Azizul's tier 1 favorite.
Yeah.
You would bet money on him you would bet 3-4 figures on him to medal. Shah would be the tier 2 favorite. So outside favorite, and that would be another 10 guys. So you have like half a dozen guys that are like, you're almost guaranteed a medal, 50% chance that they'll get a medal, and then another dozen guys. I would say a dozen guys that they have the 10% chance of a medal. On their best days, with a little bit of luck, they can do it.
They can do it, and we all want to see them doing it. Well, thank you so much, Josiah, and here's hoping for the track cyclists to do their best in collecting points. Thank you so much.
Let's hope. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.